Now in this example, what we're going to handle is, let's say I'll go to a website. There's one JQuery element that is slider, right? This is a slider element. Now what I need to do, I need to slide this element from this position to this position, right? Or anywhere on this main slider, right? So let's see how to slide an element. It's very simple. It's very easy to slide an element. Let's create a new class for it. Test sliders. I'll copy the initial code from here. Copy this URL. So whichever element that we need to slide this element. So I'll right click on this and first take the locator, X path of this element. So copy X path and store it into a web element slider equal to driver dot find element by dot X path. This, right? Import. Now we're going to create an object of actions. At times you may going to see that if you're searching for an action examples on over the internet, you may see that people are directly creating objects like this. There's no need to create a reference if you're calling just few methods of that class in a chain. As in new actions, import it, pass on the driver reference in the constructor, and sliding, there's a method called as drag and drop by. So directly you can use this method. Source is slider. Now x-axis and y-axis. If you look at this slider, we can only move to x-axis. We cannot move to y-axis, right? So x-axis will gonna provide some value, y will remain 0, and then dot perform at the end. But before dot perform, we need to fix this. X-axis, let us do a hit and try. I'll say 400 pixels dot perform. And let's save it and run it and see if it's gonna work or not. See, it did work, right? Now, how are we going to come to know that up till which point we need to move? Maybe I need to move it to the center of this element, right? So how are we going to do that? In that case, we can find the locator of the main element, as in this element. If I inspect it and try to get this element, this is the main element. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So ID is slider. So what I'll do, I'll go over here and say web element main slider equal to driver dot find element by dot X path this. And then what I'll do, I'll try to get the size of this element. So main slider dot size dot get size. Get size will return me dimension, and if I put a dot, see, I can get height and width. So if I get the width of this element and divide it by 2, say int width equal to this, and pass on this width over here. So dynamically it will gonna calculate the width of that element, and divided by 2 means it will gonna move it to the middle of that element. Let's see. Okay, it didn't do anything, and we got some exception. This is because I've written X path over here. It should be ID. See, this is how you'll be working with slider. So it was very simple, right? Now, another element that we could look is resizable. So in the next example, we're going to discuss how we're going to resize an element, right?